Colossians 4:1, Masters, treat your bondservants justly and fairly, knowing that you also have a master in heaven. All right, so a couple things. Remember, right now we are finishing up a section that started in 3:18, and we've talked about wives, husbands, children, fathers, bondservants, and now masters. Now, with masters here, remember that these are people who, for some reason or another, have bond servants entrusted to them because of some sort of debt, is usually. So now bond servants are having to pay off to their masters by working, and we see here that masters are told to treat your bond servants justly and fairly. And what he really says is to provide or grant, to provide justice and fairness, justice and equality to your servants, right? These are bond servants. So masters provide justice and fairness to your bond servants. And then he's answering the question, why? Why should you do that? You should do that. And this right here, this comes underneath this. Our verb here is to treat or to provide or to grant. So treat them justly and fairly. But then this is a participle that comes underneath it that is basically saying why. This is providing the grounds for why you should act that way. Why should you treat your bondservants justly and fairly? Because you know, and this is having known, this is in a tense that is past tense with continued ramifications, that you, because you know that you also have a master in heaven. This is really cool because remember the Greek word here translated master is the same as we translate as Lord. And what our English translations have done by capitalizing master is they are saying that you are lords, but you are human lords over other people, but you need to treat your bondservants justly and fairly because you have known and continue to know that you have a master, a Lord in heaven. As opposed to an earthly reality, we have this heavenly reality. You have a Lord in heaven. And because you have a Lord in heaven who you want to treat you justly and fairly, then you also need to treat your servants and those who are entrusted to you with justice and fairness. And we know in the original context, this is for actual masters and servants, but we can apply the same principle to those who you're in responsibility over. So if you are in charge of other people, you want to treat them justly and fairly. You do that because you want to be treated justly and fairly by your Father in heaven, and you are being watched not by an earthly master, but we are living before the face of our heavenly Lord.